This is a list of the top 10 cricket games of all time. There have been hundreds of cricket games over the years, most of them are trash, but these 10 are the best of the absolute best. Coming in at number 10, Cricket Evolution. This is a PC game everyone must try because it is very different, more complicated than others. For example, every type of batsman has advantages and disadvantages. Defensive batsmen have better placement, they can play almost to every corner of the ground. Aggressive batsmen have more power, hitting sixes with them is easier. Bowlers have fun variations too. Bouncers have steam coming out of them, slower deliveries are devastatingly slow. And unlike games of that era, this is a brutally challenging game. For the first 20 hours of your playthrough, you will lose and you lose and you lose, but for no fucking reason will you stop playing. All of this was made by a small developer. I don't think they've made any more cricket games, which is frustrating, but Cricket Evolution is one good game. Coming in at number 9, EA Cricket 2005. This game was a mix of 2007 and 2004. That sounds great, right? It does, but for some reason, the game went unnoticed. It looked almost identical to Cricket 2007. Gameplay wise, there were a few differences. In fact, in some areas, batting was better here. For example, cover drives were actually useful. Cover drives in 2007 were near useless. No matter how well you played, you could never find the gap if a cover fielder was present. And I felt 2005 was a little more challenging, which is always a good thing because it keeps you playing for a lot longer. At number 8, Don Bradman Cricket 14. Big Ant Studios took over, started making cricket games, and arguably made their best game on their first try. It came 6 months after this nightmare for the same platforms. How do you go from this to this in 8 months? That's a 25-year evolution right there. It looks like a dream, it has the greatest player of all time on its cover, and it has a little thing called a career mode. No big deal, this was the first career that we ever got. So obviously I got obsessed, ended up playing career after career for almost 3 entire years. As far as gameplay goes, let me just tell you one thing. It was so complicated, you needed a controller to even start playing. At number 7, EA Cricket 2004. For almost a decade, this was the most realistic cricket game. Just get the game and play a flick. I promise, even now, no game has a better flick. Cover drives are beautiful, and with the right timing and shot selection, you can find gaps even when there's 4 fielders on the offside. Half of this game is outstanding, that is batting. Bowling on the other hand is a cluster Actually, it's just boring. There were certain tricks to get the batsman out. While they are fun for a while, you won't bowl for all that long. But anyhow, this is the game I get most nostalgic for, so it'll always be on my list. At number 6, Ashes Cricket 2017. I've said this countless times, but this is the most realistic cricket simulation ever, even after Cricket 22. I love how slow this game is. It's so brutally realistic that you get engaged like it is an actual real match. Batting will never get boring, whether you're smacking 6 after 6 in a T20 game chasing 250 or defending and leaving every ball to save a test match. Everything else might change, but the one thing that won't is you will be engaged. Batting is that good, bowling somehow is even better. It's never dull. There's always an LBW, a swing and a miss, a TRS here and there, and of course the AI batsmen smacking you all around the ground. I think this is the game where I've simulated the least because both batting and bowling are equally fun. At number 5, EA Cricket 2007. Surprise, surprise, the most popular cricket game is also a very good cricket game. Gameplay in 2007 often gets overlooked because of, well, everything else. This is like a party that was molded into a game. An awesome soundtrack, legendary commentary by Mark Nicholas and Richie Benaud, the incorrect memeable names of players, but make no mistake, gameplay is fun. In certain areas, it is frustrating, but mostly it is great. In fact, I think this was the first game where I enjoyed bowling. When you bowl with a skilled bowler like Shane Warne or Glenn McGrath, you're pretty much playing with half the screen, because one half is covered with variations. Sliders, googlies, topspin, arm balls, and who the knows what else. The Ashes mode is still probably the best. I don't get why no one has tried to do something like that again. It was iconic and memorable with actual real life footage, challenging tasks, and it was also surprisingly replayable. At number 4, International Cricket Captain 21. The version of the game does not matter, they're pretty much spectacular throughout. The game isn't for everyone though. I think you have to love the sport of cricket to truly enjoy it. I don't think I'd enjoy a basketball game that is exactly like this. You have control of almost everything from batsman's aggression to training sessions, line and length, even the pitch when you're playing at home. Taking a team through the years, picking domestic players, seeing them play well, using different approaches. This game is the easiest to get addicted to. Once you get into it, you will easily spend hours upon hours playing it. At number 3, Brian Lara International Cricket 2007, the game that changed cricket games forever. Before this, there was no freedom in batting. All you could play was the same 4 shots. But BLC 2007 allowed you to play all around the ground, placing the ball slightly away from a boundary rider to get 2. When I first played the game, I could not believe the depth to batting. There was just so much to do and learn. Of course, modern games have learned from that, and now 15 years later, you can play literally 360 degrees. But without a game to start the trend, this evolution would have taken a lot longer and we would still be playing the same 4 shots. At number 2, Ashes Cricket 2009. I seriously cannot believe how this game looks so beautiful. This was released in 2009 and cricket games before this were far away from being called stunning. Ashes 2009 looks like a mod. The lighting is incredibly good, textures, the pitch looks so real, I wanted to go down and do a pitch report. Stadiums, everything looked top tier. But don't think it's all style and no substance. Gameplay's up there as well. Batting mechanics are just like BLC 2007 but with even more shots and even more freedom. Most shot animations are accurate and realistic, cuts, cover drives, pulls. About 80% of shot animations are great, but there are some ugly ducklings as well. The lofted straight drive is just plain ugly. It is so ugly, I stopped playing it altogether. If there is one major problem with batting, it is the difficulty. It's just too easy. You never give the game your full attention because you never have to. Bowling, like most cricket games of that time, is pure trash. There's nothing going on. Go and start a bowling innings and I promise by the end of the 3rd over, you will start drifting and start thinking about something else. Commentary is iconic, probably top 3. It has the late great Shane Warne. They don't just comment but share stories, like real life. Overall, a wonderful game. At number 1, Cricket 22. Best cricket game in my opinion. I know it isn't very popular, but it is very good all around. After 7 years and 5 games, everything came together. The career mode was finally improved about time. It had training drills, cutscenes, interviews. It's still not close to the NBA 2K series, but I think it's catching up to UFC and WWE games. Gameplay went back to a simulation style like Ashes 17. They tried an arcade fast-paced style with Cricket 19, but the slower pace is much better in my opinion. With even more shots, finally the game feels like a 360-degree game. You can hit the ball right over the keeper's head, shot animations look better than ever, every shot has perfect risk and reward. What I mean is, drives are less risky than slog sweeps, which sounds like a simple concept but it has taken forever to be applied. I remember in some of those games, the forward defense was a risky shot. You would edge the ball to the keeper, get out LBW. But sweeps, you can play them all day and you won't lose a single wicket. Here playing shots along the ground is not as risky. In previous games playing the cut was impossibly hard, but scoop shots were easy as Thankfully, there are no such frustrating moments in Cricket 22. Bowling is great but it just isn't as fun as Ashes 17 to me. It's awesome, don't get me wrong. You won't simulate at all, but something just felt off with it. If you would like to see in-depth reviews of each game, click the playlist on screen, subscribe, there's much more to come, like and comment. Thanks for watching and have a great day ahead.